Hi everyone. So what is XRP? Let me start with this. When you send money internationally right now, it's slow and expensive. If I want to send $100 to someone in Japan, my bank takes days to process it, and they charge me fees. And by the time the money arrives, the exchange rate might have changed. It's frustrating, right? XRP was created to solve this exact problem. XRP is a digital currency. But unlike Bitcoin, which is designed to be digital money that you can use like cash, XRP is designed to be digital infrastructure for moving money between banks. Think of it like this. Bitcoin is like digital cash that you hold in your wallet. XRP is like digital oil that makes the machine of international payments run faster and smoother. The company behind XRP is called Ripple. Ripple is a payments technology company founded in 2012. And they created XRP to power their payment network. Here's how it works. If Bank A wants to send money to Bank B in another country, instead of waiting days and paying huge fees, they can use the XRP ledger. This is a blockchain network that can process payments in seconds, not hours, not days, seconds. So XRP is not just a cryptocurrency that you trade. It's actually a utility. It has a real function in moving money globally. Right now, there are about 50 billion XRP in existence. And unlike Bitcoin, where there's a limit, Ripple can create more XRP if needed. But they can't just create unlimited amounts. There are rules. What makes XRP different from other cryptocurrencies is that it's designed for banks and financial institutions. Bitcoin is designed for individuals. Ethereum is designed for smart contracts. XRP is designed for speed and cost efficiency in international payments. And that's the basics. XRP is a digital currency designed to make international payments faster and cheaper. Now you might be thinking, okay, but how does this actually work? How is it different from the current banking system? Let me explain blockchain in simple terms. Right now, when you send money through your bank keeps a record of the transaction. Only your bank has the record. They control the database. They decide if the transaction is valid. It's centralized. One institution controls it. Blockchain is different. It's decentralized. Imagine a notebook that records every transaction. But instead of one person keeping the notebook, there are thousands of copies of this notebook, distributed all over the world. When someone makes a transaction, that transaction is broadcast to the entire network. Every copy of the notebook gets updated simultaneously, so everyone has the same record. Here's why this matters. No one person can cheat the system. No one can erase a transaction. No one can change the past. Because if you try to change one notebook, thousands of other copies will show that you're wrong. This is why blockchain is secure. Not because of fancy technology, but because of the transparency. Everyone's watching. Everyone has a copy of the truth. For XRP and Ripple, this blockchain network, called the XRP ledger, can process thousands of transactions per second, and each transaction costs just a few cents in XRP. Compare that to a bank transfer that costs $20 to $30 and takes 3 to 5 days. It's a massive improvement. The way it works is this. When a transaction happens on the XRP ledger, a small amount of XRP is burned or destroyed. This small fee prevents spam. It ensures that people use the network legitimately. So blockchain technology enables XRP to work. The decentralized nature of the network means no single institution controls it. Banks can't shut it down. Governments can't freeze it. It's permissionless and borderless. That's the beauty of it. It's secure, fast, and transparent. Now let's talk about how Ripple is actually using XRP in the real world. Ripple has created several products. First is RippleNet. This is a network of banks and financial institutions that use Ripple's technology to send money faster. These are real banks, real financial institutions. Second is xCurrent. This is software that banks use to send cross-border payments. Banks like SBI Remit in Japan, Siam Commercial Bank in Thailand, and dozens of others use xCurrent. Third is xRapid, which has been rebranded to on-demand liquidity. This is the product that actually uses XRP. This is where XRP becomes the actual utility. Here's how it works. Let's say Bank A in the US wants to send money to Bank B in Mexico. Normally, Bank A would need to have an account with a Mexican bank. This is called a nostro account. And banks have to maintain these accounts for every currency they trade in. It's expensive. It ties up money. With on-demand liquidity, Bank A doesn't need a nostro account. Instead, they can use XRP as a bridge currency. They convert their US dollars to XRP instantly. The XRP is sent across the network in seconds. And in Mexico, the XRP is converted to Mexican pesos and delivered. This saves banks millions of dollars. They don't have to maintain expensive accounts in every country. They don't have to wait days for settlement. And here's the key. As more banks use this system, demand for XRP increases, which is why investors are interested in XRP. It's not just a digital currency. It has actual, real-world utility. Right now, over 300 financial institutions are connected to RippleNet in some way. That's a real user base. But here's the reality. Not all of them are using on-demand liquidity with XRP. Some are using the older products that don't use XRP. So the actual adoption of XRP in banking is still growing. It's not massive yet, but it's real. Okay, let's talk about price. Because that's what everyone wants to know, right? As of January 2026, XRP is trading around $2.50 per token. Now that might sound cheap compared to Bitcoin, which is around $40,000. But remember, price is not everything. Bitcoin is worth more per token, but there are fewer of them in existence. XRP has 50 billion tokens in existence, so Bitcoin can have a higher per token price. Now, what could happen to XRP's price in the future? There are different scenarios. The bullish case. In this scenario, banks increase adoption of on-demand liquidity. As adoption grows, demand for XRP increases. More banks, more demand. More demand, higher price. In this case, XRP could reach $5 to $15 per token by 2026-2027. That would be a 2 to 6x increase from current prices. The base case. Banks gradually increase adoption. XRP becomes more mainstream in the financial system, but it doesn't become the default everywhere. In this case, XRP could reach $3 to $7 per token. That's a modest increase. The bearish case. Adoption stays slow. Regulatory issues arise. Ripple faces challenges. In this case, XRP could drop to 50 cents to $1, or even lower. Now here's what drives these scenarios. Number 1. Bank adoption. Every time a new bank announces they're using Ripple's technology, XRP price tends to increase. This is because more users mean more demand. Number 2. Regulatory clarity. Right now there's some legal uncertainty around XRP. In 2023, Ripple won a major lawsuit against the SEC. This was huge. It clarified that XRP is not a security but a commodity. This removed a lot of the regulatory risk. But regulations continue to evolve globally. Number 3. Market sentiment. If the overall crypto market is bullish, XRP benefits. If the market is bearish, XRP suffers. Crypto is emotional. Number 4. Competition. Other coins might solve international payments more efficiently. If that happens, XRP's value decreases. Here's the honest truth. Nobody knows what the price will be. I can show you data and trends, but the future is uncertain. XRP could go to $50. It could go to 10 cents. Both are possible. What I can tell you is this. XRP has real use case. Banks are actually using it, and if adoption continues to grow, the price will likely increase. But that's a big if. Let me explain why XRP actually matters in the bigger picture. Right now, the global financial system is built on infrastructure that's 50+ years old. SWIFT is the system that banks use to send money internationally. SWIFT is slow. It's expensive. It's inefficient. For developing countries, this is a huge problem. If I'm in the Philippines and I want to send money home from abroad, I might have to pay 5 to 10% in fees. That's money that goes to banks and intermediaries, not to the person who needs it. XRP and Ripple's technology offer an alternative, a faster, cheaper alternative. But here's why it matters beyond just price. If XRP succeeds, it means the financial system is changing. It means banks are adopting blockchain technology. It means the old system of correspondent banking is being disrupted. And disruption creates opportunity. For investors, yes, but also for society. Because a faster, cheaper financial system benefits everyone, especially people in developing countries. Imagine remittances becoming instant instead of taking days. Imagine fees dropping from 5% to 0.1%. That's real impact. That's why some people are passionate about XRP. It's not just about making money, it's about changing the financial system. Of course, XRP could fail. Banks could decide they don't need blockchain. They could build their own systems. Or they could use other cryptocurrencies. But the potential is there, and that potential is why Ripple has attracted billions in investment. Why banks are experimenting with it, why investors are interested. So XRP matters because it represents a real shift in how the financial system could work. Whether that shift actually happens is the big question. Now let me be honest about the risks, because there are real risks to XRP. Risk number 1, centralization. XRP was created by Ripple, a private company. Ripple owns a large portion of XRP tokens. This means Ripple has a lot of power over XRP. That's different from Bitcoin, where there's no single company behind it. The more centralized something is, the more risky it is. Because one company can make decisions that hurt the network. Risk number 2, regulatory risk. As I mentioned, Ripple won a lawsuit against the SEC in 2023. But the regulatory landscape continues to change. A new government could have different rules. A court could make a different decision. Regulation is unpredictable. Risk number 3, adoption uncertainty. Just because XRP is technically superior to SWIFT doesn't mean banks will actually switch. Banks are conservative, they're risk-averse. They already have relationships with SWIFT. Changing systems is expensive and complicated. So adoption is slower than technology enthusiasts expect. Risk number 4, competition. There are other cryptocurrencies that can do cross-border payments. Stellar, for example, or even Bitcoin and Ethereum. If one of these becomes more popular, XRP's value decreases. Risk number 5, technology risk. What if Ripple's technology becomes obsolete? What if a better solution emerges? Technology changes fast. XRP could be the best solution today and irrelevant in 10 years. Risk number 6, market risk. The cryptocurrency market is volatile. XRP could crash 80% tomorrow. That's just how crypto works. You have to be prepared for extreme volatility. Risk number 7, liquidity risk. XRP trades on many exchanges, but not all exchanges. If you own a huge amount, you might not be able to sell it all at once without affecting the price. And here's the biggest risk. You could lose all your money. XRP could go to zero. It's possible. It's not probable, but it's possible. So only invest money you can afford to lose. These are the real risks. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just being honest. So what's coming for XRP in 2026? Ripple has announced several initiatives. First, Ripple is focusing on emerging markets, especially in Southeast Asia, Latin America, and Africa. These are regions where the need for faster, cheaper remittances is greatest. So expect more bank partnerships in these regions. Second, Ripple is working on central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. Basically, digital versions of national currencies. If a country launches a CBDC, they might use Ripple's technology and XRP as the infrastructure. This could be huge. Third, Ripple is expanding its product offerings. They're not just focusing on payments anymore. They're working on tokenization. Tokenization is taking real assets like stocks or real estate and putting them on the blockchain. This is a massive market opportunity. Fourth, Ripple continues to improve the XRP ledger itself, making it faster, more efficient, more scalable. The goal is to handle millions of transactions per second. If these initiatives succeed, 2026 could be a big year for XRP. More bank partnerships, potential CBDC deals, expanding use cases. But these are goals, not guarantees. Technology projects often face delays. Plans change. competition intensifies. The realistic expectation is that XRP adoption continues to grow, but slowly, not explosive growth, gradual growth, and the price reflects that gradual growth. One more thing, Ripple has a lot of XRP that they release over time. This is called the escrow. Every month, some XRP is released. If released XRP hits the market, it can put downward pressure on the price. This is something to be aware of. Okay, so if you're thinking about investing in XRP, here's what you need to know. First, understand what you're buying. XRP is not a company stock. It's a digital token with utility in a specific system. You're not investing in Ripple, you're investing in XRP tokens. Second, only invest money you can afford to lose. Seriously, crypto is volatile. XRP could crash 50%, 70%, 90%. If that would hurt you financially, don't invest. Or invest a tiny amount. Third, do your own research. Don't just take my word for it. Read the white paper, understand how it works, look at the partnerships, check the roadmap. Fourth, diversify. Don't put all your money in XRP. If you're building a crypto portfolio, maybe XRP is 5 to 10% of your total. Pair it with other assets. Bitcoin, Ethereum, stocks, bonds, whatever. Fifth, have a time horizon. If you invest, think long-term, 3 to 5 years minimum. Don't check the price every day. Don't panic sell when it drops. If you believe in the long-term story, hold. 6. Consider dollar cost averaging. Instead of buying all at once, buy small amounts over time. This reduces the risk of buying at the peak. 7th, use secure storage. If you own XRP, don't leave it on an exchange. Use a hardware wallet or a secure wallet. You're responsible for your own security. 8th, understand the tax implications. In most countries, cryptocurrency is taxable. When you sell, you owe taxes on your gains. Keep records. And 9th, be patient. Adoption takes time. Bank partnerships take time. Price appreciation takes time. Don't expect to get rich quick. If you want quick riches, crypto is not for you. If you do all these things, you're in a much better position to make a responsible investment decision. Alright, let me wrap this up. XRP is a digital token designed to make international payments faster and cheaper. It's created by Ripple, a company with real partnerships with banks and financial institutions. Is XRP going to revolutionize finance? Maybe. There's potential. Banks are watching. Technology is improving. Is XRP a guarantee to make you rich? No. It's risky. It's volatile. It could fail. Is XRP worth investing in? That's for you to decide. But if you do it responsibly. Do your research. Only invest what you can lose. Have a long time horizon. The future of XRP depends on 3 things: bank adoption, regulatory clarity, and overall market sentiment. If all 3 align positively, XRP could do very well. If any of them goes negative, XRP could struggle. My personal take? I think XRP has a real use case. I think banks will continue to adopt Ripple's technology. I think there's a reasonable chance XRP sees significant appreciation over the next few years. But I'm not certain. And certainty doesn't exist in crypto. So I'm keeping an eye on XRP. I'm monitoring bank partnerships. I'm watching the regulatory landscape. And I'm prepared for both upside and downside. If you have questions about XRP, drop them in the comments below. I read every single one. If you found this helpful, please like the video. It helps the algorithm and helps other people find this content. And if you're interested in more crypto education, subscribe to the channel. We cover Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, NFTs, DeFi, everything. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.